Hi, guys. Welcome to Level Up Academy podcast, where we have fun while getting to know your connections. Stay tuned.
Welcome to Level Up Academy podcast, where we explore the diverse set of skills that can be applied across various industries and professions. Each episode will deep dive into the world of transferable skills, discussing topics like communication, problem solving, critical thinking, and more. Join us as we speak with experts in different fields and share stories of individuals who have successfully transferred their skills from one industry to another. Whether you're a recent grad, a mid-career professional, or someone looking to make a career change, this podcast is for you. So sit back, relax, and let's discover how you can leverage your existing skills to excel in any industry. Welcome to Level Up Academy podcast. This is your host, Dr. Leland, a serial educator, an opportunities designer, and a compassionate leader. Are you a curious student, eager to learn new skills and make your mark in the world? Or are you a professional seeking to advance your career and unlock your full potential? You need to be equipped with effective soft skills like communication, problem solving, teamwork, and more. The Level Up Academy by Doc Leland bridges the gap between education and employment through transferable skills training. Get the soft skills you need to be more effective at work. You guys ready? Ooh, it's just me. Nothing special. Oh my gosh. Okay, first of all, let's do a shout out here. Who's the first one? Soaring Prophets. What's up, James and Patrick? It's probably more likely James. I'm sure of it. Anyhow, what's up, hounds and my fellow hounds? So, good morning, everybody. Today is Thursday, July the 6th. Yes, it is. And I'm actually excited. So next week, let's see. I'm looking at my calendar. I'm still old school, okay? Like I still need to look at my calendar here. So next week we have Lonnie Ray on the 12th. And then at night on Tuesday, we have Ferlin Kwong. I know it's at night because she's in Malaysia. So we got to make sure that we support our brothers and sisters all over the world. And I will try to be as flexible as I can to get to know my community and people who are actually making a difference and trying to hustle and be a solopreneur and gigpreneur. And that's what we're going to talk about today, the pains and the wins and everything else that we need your help on today with Tabitha, okay? And then on the 13th, we'll have Troy Holt. And then that would be for next week. And then we'll have a bunch of other amazing people after that. I don't like to give you guys a heads up on who's yet because that's just how I roll. And just in case you didn't know, 7-Eleven is my birthday. So on my birthday, you guys can go to 7-Eleven convenience store and get a Slurpee on me. Okay, 7-Eleven on me. All right, so let's talk about, Patrick says today, but it was 50-50. That's true, but I know. Wait, it's Patrick today? Really? Usually I see James. I'm actually surprised. What up, sister? Yeah, right. This is amazing. Yep, it's time to level up today. So I'm actually going to show you guys something. This is what I always do, but see if I can actually share my screen. It won't let me share my screen, of course. I'm actually going to talk a lot about the pains of, and also the win, but also the truth of being an entrepreneur, a solopreneur, a gigpreneur, however you want to call that. And make sure that we talk about the reality because there are things that people think it's glamorous, but for those of us who actually are hustling, it is not so glamorous. it is the first 2 years. Okay, there's a lot of studies out there. The first 2 years of doing your business is going to be very hard, but then you have to figure out, is your opportunity cost actually beneficial to you? Like, when do you decide it's time to take a hike and maybe this business is not viable? That's part of what we're going to talk about with Tabitha as well today. So it's going to be an interesting conversation. However, I do want to go over shout outs and promos today. Okay. Let's see. Let's take a look. The first one I'm going to talk about is I'm wanting to tell you that last Friday, I just got into the 100 most influential Filipino women on LinkedIn. And yeah, I know I put a square on my head so you can find me, because I wanted to show my family in the Philippines, to see them, like, look, guys, even though I'm not in the Philippines, I'm still part of the most influential on LinkedIn. And my dad's like, cool. Did they know how short you are? I'm like, Dad, all Filipinos are short. What are you talking about? Has nothing to do with height. It's not a beauty pageant. And he started laughing about that. But I'm so proud of that. That is actually a really cool space. And we are trying to collaborate on a lot of projects, for all these amazing Filipino women on LinkedIn. So I'm super proud of that. That's what it would look like. I have a big head and my forehead, so I'm just going to skip that. Another thing I want you to promote is Jennifer Sharp. She's also one of a publisher that I know. She published and Dr. Nupi, if you don't know her, Dr. Nupi Aurora, she has a show on Monday at 12 p.m. PST, unless she changed it. She's on the cover of the magazine Leading with a Soul. And I wrote actually on this magazine, okay, about how I am as a leader. I am a director still. You think StreamYard or live streaming is my full-time job. It's not. I wrote on how to lead people. I have led over 600 employees all at once. And I'm pretty much putting how my thoughts are. And I gave you a little bit of example on how I lead with a soul. Okay. And then this is what I want to talk to you about. A lot of people are asking me on, hey, how do you do live streaming? How did you get from zero in a year to 70 nations and countries and 16 distribution channels and 6 continents? I'm going to talk about that in this class and the lesson learned that I have found out and things that I can get you to where you need to be. Am I going to tell you it's easy? Heck no. Nothing is easy. You have to work at it, but you have to work at it smart. Okay, we don't have enough time of the day to do what we got to do when you're an entrepreneur. So we're going to do it smart. This is a new master class that I'm actually offering for a third of the price that I usually do. And it's going to start on August 1st, but you can register up to July 28th. That's the last that you can register for this class. Okay. And then if you want more information, just go ahead and scan that, or you could go to my website, levelupwithdoc.com. I have a lot of website, okay? But this one is specifically for the class, levelupwithdoc.com. If you go to luabyDocLeland.com, you could also still click on courses as well. Now, I also found out, okay, you guys probably can't see because I have like green screen, okay? For 3 months, I have actually looked at ways to actually put my courses where people are able to see its succession. And I believe in micro learning. I teach live classes for 2.5 hours usually, and I cannot do lecture for an hour and a half for transferable skills, guys. Let's be honest, right? Your mind is all over the place by the time I hit 10 minutes, maybe even 30 seconds. So I believe in micro learning, and I just dabbled in this, and I'm actually putting my name on this with Dub, because it's such an amazing software. Okay. Level Up 10 is a 10% discount if you guys want to go to this site right here, dub.com/r/Bomdi. Bomdi is my gamer name. I do games. I used to have 100,000 members on my game community, because I do a lot of giveaways in my community. So that's another thing. My community is coming up on August 1st. I will be probably giving only US for now, and in terms of my giveaway, because I have to find a way to get to my international people on my giveaway. But I'll have like Coach notebooks that I'll be giving away from Coach, maybe I collect a lot of luxury items that I also give away to my community. So once my community is open on August 1st, I'll have a lot of giveaways in there for women, maybe even some other, secondhand stuff, but are like Louis Vuitton or Coach or Kate Spade. I like to just give away because I have a foundation that I used to belong for homeless where they need to go back to work. And it's like Dress for Success or something like that from the church. And I said, why not give it to my community, right? So I do that as well within my community. It will come up on August 1st, guys. But for Dub, these are the ways for you. If you're in sales, right, you need to communicate with your people. If you're selling any product or service, how do you communicate with your customers, right? These are a great way because they have Chrome extension, they have cell phone because I know you're on the run and on the go. These are a way to connect with your customers on a personal level because you create your video right away. You also create a cohesive way to present your sales stack or courses. For me, it's important to do courses for week 1 in one click. So my students were like, wait, where's the where's again? Where's the Canva thing again? I don't want to do that to you. I wanted everything. I value your time. So I want you to go in and look at what you need and just click on it, right, in succession. So I really recommend it if you have a business that you want to connect with your salespeople, with your customers on a personal level, because you could do Gmail, Outlook, LinkedIn, CRM. You can book a meeting if you have Calendly, TidyCall, Calendar. You can add it here. It has higher conversion rate for you because their CTA, call to action, CTA, is so strong, right? And it's like having an Amazon, but only it's personal for you. It's kind of cool. And you could also create campaigns, broadcast it, landing pages. Automation is a big thing for me. I'm about to automate the 50 inspirational connection emails. So for those of you who haven't gotten my email for your 50 inspirational connections, you will get an email by tomorrow if you haven't sent your video. If you sent me the application, and because it was due July 1st, it closed already, and you did not give me a video, you will get an email tomorrow. Just a third chance or a second chance for you to give me your video if you can by Sunday. However, after Sunday, midnight PST, you haven't submitted your video. Unfortunately, I won't be able to add you to the 50 inspirational. You're probably wondering, well, what does that do for me? You're going to be on the YouTube and also LinkedIn and on Facebook to basically blast your story of inspiration. What is that? It's called lead generation for you as well, and your community getting to know who you are and what you're going to do, right? So that's what's going to happen in there. And then, of course, you're going to be on my podcast probably sometime in August, and you're also going to be on our October. I'm going to send the application on Monday. You'll be in the October summit. I'm getting a summit, and that will be free summit for everyone, but I'm looking for 30 speakers. If you're a rock star out there, your application will come out on Monday. And that is all I have. Are you guys ready? Are you guys ready? I'm so excited. Are you guys ready? How are you, Tabitha?
Hello, I am doing okay. And try not to get wet pretty soon.
I know. Seriously, this is so amazing. We have so many people in here. James was here, bungee jumping, and oh, he's in Canada. What's up? Jody Lamb is here, apparently. What's up, Sister
Hey,
Christine? Oh,
hey.
Stephen is here, right? Sia, James, Paul is here. I mean, everyone is here. But before I'm just gonna show their messages, I wanted our people to get to know who is Tabitha, right? Can you go back 20 years of your life and kind of sum it up to where you're at today and what are you doing today?
20 years. So, man, 20 years. I started my career in technical, right? So, as a teenager, they said, okay, this is where you needed to be, but I wasn't convinced, right? And then later on, I decided to go to school and go in for the technical, what's the technical pathway, right? So then I landed in engineering. Turns out through DNA and through education, I was able to become an engineer. I was already positioned for that. So I spent a whole lot of time trying to learn the life cycle of products and how we can make things work, and how to bring things to life and how to lay it to rest, right? And everything in between. And then a situation happened with my niece, and it gave me the space that I needed to create a company of my own in order for me to help many other people, but then to be able to solve a problem that I noticed had been in place for greater than 30 years. So, and that's what created Keeping Your Kids Safe.
Wow, that's a whirlwind. You're like making it easy. Like that's how we created. That's where the life is today.
Well, it is.
Funny. Okay, well, let's talk about why did you leave corporate world as an engineer, right? You're a solutions engineer, but why did you create this company? What is the lesson behind it? Like what is happening?
So, if we're going to be really honest, and I agree to be very transparent and honest today, for sure, because you can't be helped unless you can't help others unless you want to be transparent about your journey, right? So, one of the reasons why I left corporate America or left, mainstream employment was because I was they're not very nice to minority and females. It just doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how much people say we've changed, things are better, things have improved. It really hasn't in some cases. And the culture did not allow for the type of growth or sustainability that I needed. I always knew that I was going to be a business owner. I just didn't know what that business was going to be. And our situation, our family situation, actually gave me a gateway to that. But when it came down to it, I needed to make a decision that says, am I going to take the things that I learned and I have experience in corporate America or in mainstream employment and bring it over into another company and recreate the same havoc that has caused me to leave that? And I absolutely said no. So I knew that leaving behind a steady paycheck and things like that, it was leaving behind the abuse, the negative talk, the things that people were telling me that I wasn't gonna be ever gonna be anything more than what people allowed me to be. I was able to go ahead and allow me to go ahead and create my own, and with a space that was going to allow me to do what I needed to do, which was help support other people.
There's a lot in there. I get what you're saying because even teaching as a minority, and I get, I don't really consider that abuse, more like a challenge. Teaching 10 years and I'm closer to 50 than I am to 20. Okay. Most people make fun of me. But anyway, um, when I'm teaching and that's one thing, the reason that I deter me from teaching on ground was that when students see me, I'm not gonna wear clothes that are crazy out there like for summer. Okay, I'm not gonna go to class in my bikini. Okay, that's just not professional. But I'm also not gonna dress like a great grandma to be in a class. I want to be comfortable, I want to be professional. But for some reason when I go to class, right, and you get students who are older than you, and they literally tell you, not just in their thought or their mind, they literally tell you, what can I possibly learn from you? You look so young.
Yes, that too. I was receiving that too as well. And that became an issue. So I never really tell anybody my birthday, but let me tell you, you and I met for a very good reason. Because it turns out you, me, and one other lady, we all have the same birthdays. When I heard you say that, I was like, really? Is that what's happening?
Back, wait, stop. 7-Eleven. It's party time and I feel alright.
Yes.
Oh,
Janine Watkins, another one. I just outed her, but another one. I met her in networking, and I was like, wait, you have the same birthday as me. How is that possible? So
oh
yes,
my God. Okay, guys.
never happened.
Johanna Renee, 7-Eleven. Okay. What? Okay, so now you guys, I gotta go to 7-Eleven and get a free Slurpee on us. It's party time. Okay, back to our question.
I'm sorry. Uh-oh, what happened? I'm in the show by myself. I'm in the show by myself. All right. Oh, there she go. Look, I just started singing. I'm in the show by myself in my car.
I know. I'm just like dancing here. And I'm like, oh, what happened? I just clicked on the wrong thing. Paul's like, it's so weird calling you my sister. What? Paul said 7-Eleven is my favorite store growing up in Hawaii. I've been to 7-Eleven in Japan. And let me tell you, you can have a really nice meal in 7-Eleven in Japan. That was kind of cool. Got a lot of tech issues. No, I'll be transparent. That was not a tech issue. That was a CJ issue. It was my finger. Oh my gosh. Well, Tabitha, let's talk about you because other people, especially in our hands group, and I hope, Mike, I hope you're feeling better, brother. Okay. I saw him yesterday on video and I'm going to be nice about it. He did not look like he could really walk. Yeah. He was in bed, like trying to video chat me and Sia and Raquel. And he was like, yeah. So I'm hoping he feels better. There's a lot thing going on right now, so it's kind of crazy. I think we should do a live. I don't do Tuesday live, but we should do a birthday live. Like invite anybody who's 7-Eleven and just party it up. I'm just not gonna put it on YouTube, so I don't have a copyright issue, and then we'll just party with her. Oh my gosh! But let's talk about your business, Tabitha.
Okay.
And I want to help you, and I'm sure all of our audience wanted to help you too. But what is your business do exactly, and for which customer?
Okay, so this is going to be very interesting. So right now, what you see is right now I'm in the field. Actually, I actually posted up something that says I'll be knocking on doors today. Going to go meet my new partners that I want to work with. But what I do is that because my niece was put on the wrong school bus twice in the same school year, as a 5-year-old, what I learned in that process was that when she advocated for herself, they shut her down. So that impacted her for like years to come, right? They didn't accept responsibility for the fact that they made a mistake, but I get it. 900 students, you're trying to figure out where one student goes. I can see where those mistakes happen, but accepting responsibility is probably the other thing. But what I noticed, there were 3 different places where the breakdown of communication happened, and the child was ultimately the one that took on all the trauma of that situation. So what I did was I designed a platform that allows each child to effectively communicate their way home. They all get a card that that we will scan to a tablet. Oh, actually, I have a tablet. Haha. And they scan their card to the tablet. Predetermined information will appear on the screen for review. Anything associated with their dismissal, that's their name, their picture, anything that says, oh, they're allergic to nuts. So, or hey, do not give them to grandma. So you can have any type of notes in there. Yeah, there's some parents that show up there at the school bus that are not supposed to receive your children, and because there's no notes, that happens, you know. So we made it possible so when the student shows up and they're in the right place, they hit the green button and everybody says yay, and that child moves on to the next destination, but the parents get a text message during the process. But if they're in an incorrect location, the one thing we do that's different from others is that we help you redirect that student to where they're supposed to be, where they have been allocated to be. So if Johnny's trying to get on bus number 7, but he should actually be on bus number 17, then we will be able to let them know, hey, Johnny needs to be on bus 17. Please remind him to do that. The parents get a text message, the first one. The second one will be one that says, hey, they landed where they belonged. And it's an opportunity for each of the parents to know when that child gets on the bus and gets off of the bus. But the beauty of our program is that does cover 100% of the school population, right? So walkers and bikers, car riders, childcare bus riders, and the yellow bus riders all get scanned off of an elementary school campus. So that means that you now know when your walker is leaving school. So school gets dismissed at 3:30. Johnny takes 15 minutes to get home. That's how long it takes him to walk. Even with him meandering, it takes him 15 minutes to get home. At minute 17, if he's not home, mom, dad, or whomever is looking out the curtains. Where is Johnny? What's happening? At minute 20, then you're saying you're out on the front porch, you're walking your way through that. So there's a couple things that are going to happen. One, you'll figure out that Johnny's over there just messing around, doing what he's not supposed to be doing, kicking over trash cans, doing ding dong ditch, right? Or Yes, those things still happen. Or then the other thing is that you find out that they're either the bully or being bullied. So then you get to break that up and stop that nonsense. And the last one is that in the event that someone decides that they want to lure your child into a vehicle of any kind, they only have a 20-minute head start versus an hour head start because you got the alert that says they're on their way home. You are actively looking and preparing for them to walk in your door at 3:45. But when they don't walk in the door at 3:50, now you can immediately call and say, "Hey, I have a problem. We either need to search." And now you lessen the amount of time for that predator or whomever to take your child and get off the school premises and get further along. So I'm trying here to help. So how does this work for everyone? Elementary school principals are the ones that I primarily work with early on. Those are the early adopters because those are the ones that get in. They're the ones that have most of the trouble. Those babies don't talk a lot of times. They don't answer to their names, and there's too many of them going in too many directions. The other ones are director of transportations. We can help reduce their fuel charges, help them to have accountability of who they're bringing onto the school bus, and then have an accurate placement of where each child was picked up and dropped off. So no more will they be able to say, "I don't see that kid," but they're sleeping in the back of the van, the truck, the bus. I don't know any of them. There's a bunch. All of those things apply. All of them apply, and then the parents, they get peace of mind. And then on top of that, I figured out how to give back school money just by using our system.
Wow, that's amazing. Paul said, Tabitha, I remember watching a video you made a few months ago, and I was deeply moved by your movement. Happy to support you in your journey in any way I can help. Please let me know. See, I'm saying there's a lot of people. So now let's talk about the nitty gritty of this is an amazing solution to a problem that most parents are facing, right? If you don't have any more kids, like most parents who don't drive their kids back and forth to school, um, will not have this issue. But the parents who actually work, right, two jobs, and they can't do homeschooling, they can't be flexible, they put their kids to the bus, they're actually probably once or twice in their lifetime have suffered this type of like, where's my child, right? And I'm glad that from your experiences, you took that and actually made it in your mission to create this program based on your math skills as a solutions engineer to create it. But now that the product is here, how are you doing with your business?
That is the struggle. So as many parents and family members and all the people that I've spoken to, whether they are inside the schools or working with the schools, parents, grandparents, all of them, all say that the problem exists. The problem I'm running into is that when I reach out and I call and I talk, like right now, I'm knocking on doors. I'm literally sitting at one of the locations just to touch base with this person again, who said that they were going to call me back and say, "Okay, we're going to have a conversation," but it didn't happen, right? So what I'm finding is that nobody really, I hate to say they don't care about the safety of the children, but that's the way it's coming across. That everything else is more important than the safety of a child, or that's not a real big problem. We know that we lose thousands of kids a day, but up against 55 million, thousands isn't so bad, right? And that's the pushback I'm getting in these weird ways. It doesn't make sense. Our future is tied up with these kids, regardless of what we do or what we think. Our actions and the steps we take impact how they move in their future. And if we don't figure that out, this is why they are dismantling the things that are around us. And that's the things that I'm running into. It's more political than it is safety. It's more political than it is uh yeah, I just don't, maybe I don't have the money. It's not that, because the money exists. The money, that's why the government's pulling back the money now. So I just don't understand what the holdup is, and the frustration is growing. And I just need parents or somebody to say, "Hey, I'm willing to help and push it forward."
So here's a couple of questions that's running through my head. To get this into the school system, do you need to talk to the parents of that school, or do you need to talk to the principal or the board of directors of that school?
All of the above. So this is not, so raising children has never been a one person job. It's always been the village. Anybody who tells you I raised my kid all by myself, they're not telling the truth, because somewhere along the lines you had to ask somebody for a nickel, a dime, or a quarter, or can you just keep your eyes on my kid for 2 seconds while I run to the bathroom? We needed a village to raise them. Everybody above, school board, superintendents, principals, parents, teachers, childcare providers, everyone, all of those people are people that need to say, we want to make a change. And they're the ones that are making the decisions.
Okay. So where is the holdup? Is when you talk to the school, they just said no, we don't need it, or is it the parents like, I drive my kids?
No, but even to drive your kids, you know how many kids I actually seen being pushed in the cars that they didn't belong into? So just because you're driving your kids back and forth to school does not mean that you are not part of what we're trying to solve. I've seen it where a parent that didn't belong, was not allowed to pick up a kid, was in the car rider line to pick up a kid that were not supposed to have. I've seen it where two different family members were in the same car rider line to pick up the same child, and neither one of them knew they were there. So these are all things that we have worked to solve. So just because you're not riding a bus doesn't mean that
You can't have that. So I'm trying to find a solution to the issue here. It's more of like, because you're the only person talking about it, it doesn't seem real to other people. Like, it doesn't happen. She's just saying that because she's trying to sell her product. Like, people are very skeptical. I definitely want to invite you. Okay. And this is why I know I'm pushing Dub so hard right now, because I see it. Because see, this we need a tool that work for us, not against us. And that's what you are giving them. They
Yes.
don't understand how important your tool is, because they're not in that same situation. Just like, when a child gets taken, right? I live in the city where one child got murdered, really, and she was gone for a long time. She literally was walking towards the high school. She got picked up right in front of the high school. Okay. And if they had the solution, they wouldn't have this issue. You need a testimonial, so these people that will talk about your product, and not necessarily just you talking about it, right? So that it's more tangible for people. And also, if we can help, and we will help, we have a lot of team of our friends here that are willing to help. Like, what are some of the help that you need now to get your message across, other than, of course, having this, and I'm going to put this on a global scale as well, and obviously in YouTube you can disseminate, but I think we need to talk to the bureau.
Oh, the storm is coming. I may have frozen.
It's about to take off.
I don't know what happened. it just kind of like deleted both of us. I was like, we need to talk to politicians, and you're like, CJ, stop talking about politics.
I was wondering what happened.
Oh my god.
I don't know. I got frozen. Here's what I'm looking for. So at the end of the day, everybody's impacted by this, right? CJ, are you still there? Okay, I think I'm still running. I'm going to keep on talking just in case. So at the end of the day, what I'm looking for is to connect with a decision maker who gets it, a decision maker who is tired of, losing children or losing fuel because they're having to circle back to repeat trips, tired of losing bus drivers because bus drivers are leaving because they're not, there's either they can make more money elsewhere, or there's too much responsibility on their side for making sure that child makes it to their destination and things like that. I'm looking to get the word out and to get parents to rally around this, because I have had multiple people say this happened to my grandchild on day number one. I've had a number of people that says my mom refused to allow me to ride on the bus anymore because they didn't accept responsibility for losing me. Things like that. I'm not here to point the finger. I'm just here to help. This is a help. I'm not trying to track anybody's children. I'm not trying to make it harder for people to not do their jobs. What I'm trying to do is meet you where you are and add something that's going to do nothing but support you and never set up to tear anyone down.
That's good. Now, how can we help you get the message across?
So if you can look into your network and refer me to one or two people in your network who are influential enough in your school districts to have a conversation with me so that we can have a conversation, that would be extremely helpful. And then share the story as much as possible with other people to your friends. So share my story with your friends who have elementary school students, children, or grandchildren, and say, hey, this is what's happening. Oh,
right there. James is like, I've watched the chaos. Teachers do a great job, but every day buses stop and let kids off because they see a parent in the parking lot frantically trying to stop them before they leave a lot. Cool idea. That's true, right? I feel your frustration. I felt the same way when I was in my finance career. Learned I had to be the representation I wanted to see. Attention is the ultimate commodity. Happy to have a conversation. I have a solution that I think will help you. Hey, coffee chats. Yeah. Now, my next question is, are you doing it in the US or just in your state or just in your city?
It's in the US. So I can go anywhere. I was in Pennsylvania a couple weeks ago, so I was trying to work over there as well. I'm currently located in Texas, but I do have feelers out for other states, especially those are on the human trafficking corridor. So I'm actually looking to get into those states very quickly because our notification system will actually help to reduce the amount of time that they have to get away with some of these children.
Okay, Paul, she answered that. All United States. So here's what I'm going to do. I have a friend who's in the union, and I'm going to try to call her today and see if you can actually be in that school, because I'm sure she knows a lot of parents and teachers and everything else in here, because she's the president of the union for a long time. She's been teaching for 25 years or 20 years. Her and her husband are both teachers. So this is a great idea, and I really love this idea to help children. In the meantime, how can we help you online other than disseminate information? Like, do you need a partner to help with presentation? Do you need, because we have a lot of podcasters in our group, right? At least in my group, we have a lot, like Sia, Raquel, Mike, right? James and Patrick. Chris is also in there. He's going to be in my podcast on the 19th. So, he also does walking tall, right? We could do that because that is mental well-being for your niece. Hello? You know what I mean? So that's something you can talk about. Darius he's a co-founder of Dub. And I'm going to see what, I think that to capture testimonial quickly for you and anywhere you go, this software will do it for you. And you don't even have to go stalk people on the parking lot, right? You're like, hey, you see this? I'm in your house, like outside, like the garden, open up. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And we can give you Starbucks. Just get out of your house. I need to talk to you. But this software does everything that you need, and you can keep track of anywhere you travel, give your customers a testimonial that's not from you, coming from parents who uses it already, right? And then capture more people who would love to give you feedback or who would love to help you. Dub software is a good idea for that one as well. But I love that you are helping our community level up. I want to help you, right? So talk to me a little bit about, how has it been as a solopreneur? What are your struggles right now that we can relate to as well?
That one is a big one. So that being by yourself all the time, technical as a technical founder, it's harder to stand things up when you're all alone. You have marketing and sales and the tech side, and then putting all the pieces together. I finally got my financial group together, so I don't have to worry about that. Sales and marketing was where I struggled the most because I didn't understand it. I don't understand the emotional tie. I don't believe in fear-based marketing, right? But those are the things that I struggle with. And so having to step out of who I am as a person, as an engineer, and say, okay, I need to go out and sell. Okay, I can sell because I sell myself every day. I'm a nice person. Somebody wants to be my friend. Cool. I've just sold myself, right? But when you're selling a product to a group of people who are extremely resistant and apprehensive, that becomes a little bit more challenging. So I remember when I first got my first client, I was actually door knocking. And so now I have to go back to guerrilla marketing again, which is back outdoor knocking, something that makes me very uncomfortable, not because I'm afraid of what's going to happen, but I'm also afraid of what's going to happen, right? So I
That
don't
can be
care.
dangerous too.
That's it, but it's part of it, right? But
You ain't doing it in California. I was like, don't do it in California. You might not come back out. They'll be like, hey, girl.
Yeah.
No.
Right. I'm not going door to door residential. I think that's the thing that's better, is that I'm going door to door from a business. So I'm going like that. But again, because we have yet to solve the other problem, whereas strangers being on school premises and things like that, I still end up with a different kind of problem, right? So door knocking it's going to help me to get closer to people who I can reach out and touch. But that's what I have to do. And it's hard. Like mentally, like I told you earlier, I am struggling. I am struggling because I know that I did this because I want to help others. I know that I did this because I was working to solve my mom's problem and solve other people's problems at the same time. And mother of all inventions is, somebody needing a resolution, right? And so I did all of that with a very good heart. But what I'm met with is not that. And it just starts to chip away at my resolve that this is the right thing to do. Or is this what I still should be doing? And when people say the market will let you know whether or not they want it or need it, that's not necessarily true, because there are things that we need, but for whatever reason, we choose not to adopt. But that doesn't mean we don't need it. That just means that we haven't figured out that we need it right now, or we need to pay for it. There's one thing though I will say: we have to pay for insurance for car, house, and life, right? None of us believe that we'll ever need car insurance. No one ever believes that our house will ever catch on fire. We may not need to cash in on that house insurance, but we purchase them anyway, right? Keeping Your Kids Safe has a product that's called Kicks, and that is insurance that ensures you that you will not lose a child. You will not misplace a child. Everybody knows where they are. That's insurance. So if you can pay for insurance to cover your buses and your cars and your house and all these things that are replaceable, you should want to buy insurance to make sure that your child makes it to the next destination, and no one's having to go to jail, or no one's having to worry so much about the fact that that child's been picked up by somebody else. Those are the things I think are really important, and I want to make sure that that's very clear. Kicks is a preventative insurance that your child makes it to their next destination.
And I love that. And if you guys want more information, Tabitha Barron is on LinkedIn. I also wanted to highlight what Patrick said. How can you get to parent-teacher associations, right? They will pressure administrator. Believe me, I know, because when I was in PTA president, I was all up on that grill with schools. I'm like, nope, this is what we need. They're like, CJ, we need that. I'm like, okay, what do you need? I will lead it because I want it to happen. And I'm pretty good at voluntold. In our group, I'm like, oh, so you want to help? Great, here's it is. And they're like, sure, CJ. And then when they're in it, you're like, whoa, there's a lot. I'm like, hey, you said yes. Here's coffee for Starbucks. Like, I'm good at psyching people too. I'm good. It's okay. But at the same time, you need help. And this is where it is. Teacher Parent Association is good. Go to the board meeting on schools, go to the board meeting on local cities. But now we were beyond cities. We want to have it in the whole US. So if you are an educator out there, we are calling upon on you to check out Tabitha and collaborate with her. We need more people who are educators who cares about their kids anyway. If you're a teacher, you care about you care about your kids. This is the right solution for you. And what Paul says, create an audio event. Him and I will support you. The more you talk about it, the more, and you need to have marketing is what you're missing. You're not missing anything else. You're just missing marketing. That's it. Yeah,
Marketing.
because when we market it, and marketing is expensive, but it doesn't have to be. We have the tools now to do it, right? And you're gonna have your own live show soon. Paul and I will support you in your audio event to get more people out there to have this type of conversation, and more parents know about you. There's 800 million here on LinkedIn. I mean, hello, you know what I mean? So we can definitely do this. And James says, God bless you, Barrett, Tabitha Barron. Stick with it. You're fighting the good fight. It is, especially for parents who have kids. You are. Don't give up. And I know it's hard, because this is what I'm talking about with you on the phone with solopreneurs. We do everything on our own, and it's so difficult. And sometimes there are days you're like, oh my gosh, I just want to crawl up in a ball and go to the cave. Bye. Because it's frustrating. And when you get people who are frustrating you on top of your frustration already, it doesn't help. And that's why I want to create a community for us. And Mike is already doing a great job of putting people together who have good hearts, right? And he's filtering that. But I want to create a directory for people that have businesses, who owns businesses, or if you are a solopreneur, so that you don't have to be alone. These are the things that we can do to help each other get the message out there, because we can't afford marketing, guys. We can't afford $7,000 marketing. It's just not happening. Okay. And mentally, we're exhausted as a solopreneur, but having a team of people who are willing to help, like these right here, our brothers and sisters, it is so love you guys. It's so heartwarming. And I definitely encourage you to talk to Paul, because he does know people who are in there. You already know Christine, right? Jones. We are going to also Kristen Norai is also another educator that I know. Jackie Scully is, I know, who's also an educator. So I'll put you guys in a group of all educators so that we can help each other get this business off the ground. And really, this business is not just a business. It's a solution to your problem with your children, our future.
Yeah. Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
I appreciate it so much, CJ, for sure.
No, I appreciate everyone in here. We need to help each other to get it. And we have enough people. We have enough power of people to disseminate your message, right? We don't make that much money, guys. Let's be honest. We're on a teacher's salary. Some of us don't even have a salary. Okay. We're trying to hustle over here, and making sure that we know we can help each other. That's our superpower. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter how much money you have. You can't bring that when you die. Or maybe you can, and then someone will just exhume you for your money. Okay, that's just morbid right now. And I'm trying to picture it in my head. But my point is, we need to help each other while we're still alive and breathing 6 feet above ground. Okay. And our children is our future. And Tabitha over here, our sister Tabitha over here, needs your help to disseminate those information to your school. We're not asking you for money. We're asking you to help us disseminate information. And she has mad skills to get that rolling. So it's okay. And for the people who are here, if you know an educator, I'm calling out on you to hook up Tabitha to actually just introduce us, like, hey, here's Tabitha, here's my friend, and see what we can do to help make sure that kicks, right? Do you have the website?
Oh, yeah. KYKSFIRST.com. Just remember, keeping your kids safe first.com.
Wait, AI?
KY.
Uh-huh.
KSFIRST.com.
FIRST.com. Okay.
Yep.
This one?
See. That is it. Yay.
That's it, guys. Okay, share those information because we need your help. Who do we
Yes.
have? Oh, what did Paul say? Wait. Nicole says, I'm marketing on your show, LinkedIn banners, graphics, book cover, content, me. Yeah, see, we already have help, right? This
Yep.
is the marketing thing that we need help. We need all of our brothers and sisters. What I will share with you, Tabitha, is lean into gratitude and your purpose. I'm currently going through a reset, and my mentor shared this quote with me that changed everything. Your why may make you cry, yet it's your why not that will move mountains. I actually met Danelle. Paul was kind enough to put me on those workshop. Hang in there, friend. You are harder than your circumstances right now. That is so true. Tabitha is keeping our kids safe. That is right, right? Kristen Nora, yep, yep. She knows it. What's up, Nicole? And she's even at work. She's at work. But thank you so much for being here today. Is there anything that you would like to say? Let's say that today is your very last day and you want to provide uncovering messages from your great grandkids, and they're going to hit YouTube and they're like, hey, here's great grandma. What would be something you would tell them to inspire them?
So the one thing I will say, and I've said it to my kids too, at the end of the day, your purpose is your gift, and no one has the right to tell you what you can and cannot do with it. They may not accept it right away, and they may never accept it, but that doesn't make it wrong. It just makes it, maybe it's just too early, right? And so just keep moving. I know that I say that to myself too, and remind myself consistently that this is just a temporary situation, and they'll eventually get it. And maybe I was just too early, and that's okay. But just to stay the course.
That's awesome. Yeah, I don't take no hostage. I don't take no for an answer, by the way. It's always like maybe or not yet. And people are like, "No, I don't want it." No, not yet, because you just didn't know what's coming to you. They're like, "What do you mean?" I'm like, "See, you're not listening. You're not listening right now. Not yet, because you're not yet ready for my message, right?" I don't know if you guys have those relationship. I was just talking to my daughter. She was like having some drama of boys, and she's 15. And I said, you know, what's one thing I've learned growing up when it comes to boys, right? As a teenager, is that sometimes you like a boy and they kind of somewhat like you, and you're not on the same page. And then you're like over him and go to another, liking another boy, and that boy you didn't like, you want him to like you, somehow is not ready for you,
Yes.
right? And then now you're confused because you're like, I liked you 5 minutes ago, you didn't like me, and I like somebody else, now you like me. Maybe, or maybe no. You know what I mean? Like, so I always tell her, I'm like, sometimes people, we're not on the same level, and sometimes you just have to say not yet, but never say no.
That's a good one. I actually like that because it's very true. That boys only like you when you don't like them. And then, but at the same time, it's not always that. It's just that they're not ready. So I think that the one thing that I do remember, it was Medea. She always, and the way she put it was that God sees where you are and he sees where you're going, right? The one thing that we can see on the ground is we know where we want to go, but we don't realize how winding that road is. But he actually sees that. So if you're looking at this, he's preparing us to receive what is waiting for us on the opposite side. But we have to be patient and willing to wait it out in order to get to our ultimate goal.
You solve your problem, sister. You just solved your problem, sister. Hallelujah. You gotta wait. Do not give up. Our conversation, I felt like you were giving up on me. I'm like, nope, I'm not letting you give up. Not today, not ever. I never say no. Actually, I say no to my kids. Good thing you're not awake yet. But I do say no. And then later I felt bad. I'm like, fine, you can go, for the I'm a weak mom, I guess sometimes. I am a loud mom. Let me tell you, they get embarrassed anytime I'm in public with them. They're like, that's not my mom. I don't know who that Asian lady is that's so loud. Oh, but never say no to opportunities, and also do not burn bridges, because that bridge might open up for those other opportunities. And sometimes we might not like the people and what they say today, but you have to keep in mind that the person you're seeing, has so much baggage in their head as well, that you need to give compassion. You need to give time for them to kind of just back off and then come back to you when they're ready. That's why I said not yet, because sometimes opportunity is not ready for you yet. It's not yet ready for you, right? It will be ready when it's ready. And thank you so much for your time today. I really appreciate you coming over.
Thank you. Thank you. This has been good. This has helped me, because now I got to go back out and play in the rain.
That's right. And now you have more soldiers to help you out. Go ahead and wait for me on the studio room, and I will wrap this up, and I will see you in a bit. Okay? Don't leave. Okay. Hi, guys. So that was Tabitha, right? And I'm so glad that she came today and grace us with all of her might in terms of what her company does and what she's passionate about. Really, more than anything, is that she's passionate about helping your kids, our future. Okay. So I want to actually, this one, I want to, the course that I'm doing, but more than anything, I forgot to mention is that on this link, I actually got a 10% discount for you guys called Level Up 10. So if you are wanting to just check it out, it's free. You can do it for free because you want to check out what's in it. And then I will do more videos on what it does actually, so you'll see more. But really, if you own a company or organization and you need testimonial, you need personalized videos, instead of texting your customer, you can literally personalize it. They have an app on the phone. They also have a desktop, and their support team, amazing. So I can literally email them and they email me back like right away. So it was kind of cool. And I'm big in customer service as well. But I do want to make sure that if you know an educator out there, okay, or anybody who works in a district of any type of school anywhere in the United States, please hook our sister up. She needs our help. Okay. And right there, kicksfirst.com is her company. So please help us out, help Tabitha out to make sure that her company and her organization that is taking care of our children, okay, is safe. And thank you guys so much for being here today. I will see you next week, the day after my birthday. All right. So go ahead and say goodbye. Bye, guys. Hold on 1 second here. Thanks for watching another episode of Level Up Academy today, brought to you by your none other host, Dr. Leland. Please do not forget to hit subscribe or push that notification bell, so anything that we have an activity on at Level Up Academy, you will be the first one to know. If you would like to be a guest in our podcast, both on the MP3, audio only, and also here on live in our YouTube channel, please let me know. DM me. Let's connect. Have a fantabulous day.